Could you offer
Yes, my mentia na mentia what here for BM. Na menka say, the Jamia say a few ways so akwa na yabesi afifu from. We are hoping say this year near Manina Bekoye. So here Dr. Afarijana, when it comes to elections, I make say he's an institution because being a man, what he navigating Ghana through the storms. So here Abra, started to say democratize under the 1992 tensions and then as a for na ewo being the electoral commissioner there, I think say ultimately navigate Ghana through the storms. Abra na among four cry least expected such things will happen. And at some point Ghana became a model. And here some of the NEMA or introduced here like the IPAC. Over the years, has been replicated in other countries because among four who say conducting election, the most important part, and yes, say election, na electoral commission thinking say it is fair. Now, the most essential aspect of it, and they say we'll get the actors to accept the results. Now, I'm revolt against the outcome. So, in achieving that, IPAC became a platformer. Now. A dialogue then as a follow with the various political stakeholders and actors say some misunderstanding be bound between me a general so na sabi Georgia na violence. So over the years some of these things at me guarantee the electoral success Ghana enjoy over the years. And as I also when you hear sub region higher ade abetimi aka na say ade ba ko a threaten your political stability in Africa and the kind of economic progression ye pese ye nsaka no electoral violence. Electoral violence turn Africa into a killing field. That there are a lot of graveyards around that bit me pointed to say these are the scars of electoral violence. Obete Oko Sudan Al-Shabaab na ya TSC krum na ni nyina buy because people felt say the political establishment systems in the there is no way a favor more and they can't fight the system. So one way or the other they adopt those kind of tactics to revolt against the system. Say by idea for the political stability there we may be that. And some of these people you see called rebels then as a form of among your rebels they are baby hooligans. Some are doctors, some are nurses, some are soldiers, some are among with degree, but they have transformed themselves into rebels. Fighting against the system because we free system and to be created a novel platform. Will be free and fair. Will be any access to whatever that they want to do. So with this thing in mind, now the air is a Ghana able to make steer the affairs. Not pina yanam so far as our elections is concerned. Bit me kwa yenim na sabi modern ya twaso na yenim. But we've gotten to a point, as I say, all the electoral gains now, are taking a nosedive, reversing in a very aggressive fashion. All because of the conduct of electoral commission and one key to Emma electoral outcome among for Jitum, trust and confidence political actors and the citizens, a repose in the institutional or conducting elections, So ask yourself, go out there and do a survey and ask the ordinary Ghanaian and say, as to whether people have trust and confidence in the electoral commission or not. Because the posturing of the commissioner herself, there is this belligerent posture why you say, men are electoral commission, the Americans are pen and all actors you go to sleep. And over the years, we've been battling, she has been battling with political actors. And they say, and IPAC na a significant platform where dialogue must happen for actors and yabati na yade insise yagu akwam se be betimi akoye nim no that particular platform no and abaya dia okwa say lecturer and student
but maybe only say IPAC decisions so bound on the electoral commission.
Oh yes, it's not binding. And because it's a platform of convenience. Yakotanase have Jojo. Na yenyina yati ya say going forward. No, these are kwanya ya faso ayeko. And binding obia. It's like when you Council of State say year 2 president for advice is not binding on the president. But the constitution recommended said he should be advised as to whether the president will take those things or not. That one is up to him. So that was the same sense that IPAC na buy hoping say you be achieve certain your friend is saying compromise be na elections enko. And you could do a point na such platform near you or na buy say me ba me be detect amamo. And over the years, so we some of the near my electoral commission no yeah na and no deep in the cracks the more. For instance, you go into 2020 elections, yana yaka about regional coalition and as a phone. When you create multiple layers in the electoral process, you are creating problems for yourself. It's like going to the UK embassy for a visa. The more will present various documents, they come on. You are giving them more ammunition to get to know you more, because when you go to the embassy, you cannot review document no anymore. Document now was submitted their man on the more no getting to know you and obey enough information about you know so beso denial. So in the election process, and the more you create those multiple layers, you create a problem for yourself. Because major problems are in regional coalition among for another problem by so multiple layers will create a problem. So ask yourself, say actors say this particular thing is new. You don't force it through their throat. At the end of the day, outcome nearby, a problem. Going forward, Nanka you free say 2020 elections, ne bit you be free said the economy and corner going forward, a new slate. You patch those differences with the various actors and so forth. But patching those differences, you grab a scene there, a new hobby. And then going forward, she's introducing say a indelible ink na. Yes, what try they count. You see. A bit member say electoral commission our genuine reasons are so convincing enough as to why we should abandon the indelible ink, it's just a matter of explaining to the people, meet the actors, the stakeholders. Not no the other side of it. They will bring those things. Now you're considered you can even get the political parties to do a press conference and they will rather announce to their supporters indelible ink because of A, B, C, D. Because democracy, the money democracy clarity and say but na electoral commissioner back say indelible ink going forward without explaining why you are doing that particular thing to the actors. Okay.
Almost say because of biometric verification machine.
Okay.
Almost face say I don't need enough.
Okay.
There's a machine verify we are.
Yes.
Ultimate consignment.
But last year, see Nyaman for more engaging multiple voting in as a forum.
Exactly.
So what is the point? So what you have to do is some of these things, but say election or electoral commission, you are not conducting for yourself. Election and you see now for the people of Ghana and major stakeholders in the political parties following. And any step on the way, you need to explain to the people for them to understand this way na echo. Now for it an on the time, not political party, NDC, MP, coming to the IPACA. Always and always, or more interest and on Tracy. But as a commissioner, we are very independent and fair-minded. The ultimate interest of the ordinary Ghanaian. Now we'll toe in on that particular line. Going into elections, registration, electoral commission by registration, our regional, district level. District level will create a lot of impediment for the ordinary Ghanaian. Our political parties now, Ghana for they were the very institutions and as actors and no mujinum fight said no, that particular thing will create a problem. By the electoral commission or no. This will make sure they protect the vulnerable among for economically empowered so access to money. I regional, as a district level, I call registering as a form. You create some problem. Electoral commission was rather imposing those challenges along the way. So another day, commission now, Obasa will serve a certain interest. And also Obasa will serve the interest of the ordinary Ghanaian. And over the years, there has been a lot of conversations around Makase. It's not binding on the electoral commission. And see, let me distill this foolish notion out there. Say the electoral commission is independent. There is no absolute independence in any democracy. There is no constitution in the world that guarantee a right or independent. That is absolute. It doesn't. The most sacred of all rights are in the right to live.
Yeah.
Under certain circumstances, court I invalidate your right to live and you'll be killed. So there is no right on earth that is absolute. So electoral commission right now absolute, and this somewhere I don't know who no could baby no be critic problem. Ama your friend say the very service now will render to people now. You need to pause there and make sure say obey sa name no fra kwam but we has a car at free. Awutia break is what emfa. Once a highway ye kosa. Kenyans are some chirawa. They are not ready to listen. They are not ready to listen to anybody. And with the examples and Niama a free 2020 elections by you listen to most of the actors threatening say they are not going to court.
Yeah.
And the electoral differences will be settled on the ground. So at the end if we are not careful, we are driving on a highway to electoral violence and nobody can stop it because the electoral commissioner is so belligerent to the stand say when you're ready to listen to Obia. Sometimes when they come out and they make public statement, pronouncement that what's in China say akra na ekasa na ase panyini na ekasa obekom na electoral commissioner speaking like a child, and sometimes it's so disturbing. And some na mo kan nya dia gender any peace any sure various political actors and then as for them say sabi and she say ne nneema bi gukwama guarantee obi and then go to IPAC say issue ya regional coalition as for it abi came no district ya registration it came up at IPAC.
Yeah.
Even with those toy parties in Ukraine, they couldn't even agree. That is why I had the electoral commission call court. We are court to fast with this particular assembly. Judicial system now on an essence in the saying. Dealing with problems that are current and the issue no bar whatever be the issue we must make sure say you address a problem no head on because such issues our far consequential way one way you better violence but you're making sure say you better abano kure we and court to attend so that no day assembly be useless so say nema we nyina build a man for air form who going into the 2024 elections and as you ya Ghana abaye theater of peace. So far as elections and electoral processes are concerned, you be flipping to the other side. And so going forward, now things we need to engage. Now electoral commission who say they are working for the people of this country. They are not working for themselves. And the input in the consideration be free actors in the Ghana for one bad here because some person building a robust electoral system and be deliver results or you can't do it in isolation. Ghana for her institutions are more involved na sin chain. Now what go solo. I know the outcome no one person abajiatum now what press who say but the general public will not accept it and that particular thing will lead to violence and say a bit me see no choir. These are some of the things that na can wasem. Says ya menu ya kasei. Someone said there are backlog of issues when the 2020 elections are till date. Yen to me even wasem. The violence and ya can wasem. Yako elections, 8 people were killed, shot in the your friends saying broad day. Fortunately, those things recorded on the video. So Jenia Sabi and yet damn and I said shoot the Tima. Who took to in a short distance air bar and the reason is no more trouble. Namiria Diana Baba Utima and yet shoot the Tima obi to boy the Tunisiano. Obi to boy the Tunisian, even at the battlefield, crowd is now call war. Nasa, who tutuabo uniana or Dainetino Ghanaian, you don't even shoot the person. It is only a coward and will shoot 2 people from behind. But we saw it in a video in Techiman. At the way see president addressed or address after elections. I said the election was peaceful, but for few regrettable deaths. Until date, nobody and I constitute any panel will say Yantanasi. Na ye Messiah Jose Sabi. Asemo see yam fancy. Yes, set a bad precedent going forward, while here they are beba till date. Nobody and I show any interest in that particular way, and I scar a damn for conscience are going into next elections. People will seek to replicate those things. President go a quarter chimay. Or quarter chimay, no, Nanka Manfo hope is a bit milk of the family, Nakachro, Akamibi, Sabi. Some words of inspiration, no wisdom, be a trauma, giving them some assurances. He didn't go there. He went there for electoral reasons. He went to Techiman and told them, say, Techiman for me, Bofumupa, Memamamo region, Edurabanamant Famame. This is the statement of a president. Now, when you be away heartless, now we are callous. How can you make such a pronouncement? Amidst our family, our way nurse as a commander in chief, you have the power, you have all that it takes to ensure, say, Ubeti investigation, my family, Nusabi, or Monya certain relief. Till date, nothing has been done. And you think it's going to be business as usual going into the next elections? People will sit down and you'll be killing their family and they will just watch you. It will not. That's what I'm telling you, sir. this theater of peace, this theater of electoral peace, I enjoy over the years. Yeah, they aboy Honsamrane as Ghanaians, and we've been recognized for that. And countries coming to Ghana to learn our electoral process and as a form, and then yeah, page enough flip it. And then yeah, battle with some of these possibilities. Say yeah, Ghana, baba yeah, another Sudan, Ghana, baba yeah, another Togo, as a forum, and there is the need for us to, because concerns here, yeah, expressing maybe political actors and we have because they have vested interest in the election is the reason why, and they are 40 radio so man then they can't. But what about people like Afarijan? What about people like Afarijan? Because this is a system, this is a processor. Or can who be that particular foundation? Yeah. He doesn't want to sit there, shut his mouth, and watch it go. And I say, able to turn apart.
And who MPP and who NDC?
Exactly. Exactly. So looking at the prospect, maybe I hear corner. It appears a bit endangered. So we need to do something to remedy the situation. But this is a woman who is emotionally unstable, and she feels the Obekano. You see, people who are weak inside, externally they show aggression. People are not confident within themselves. No, always be that is why they'll go to IPACA or say or Sereno. Yeah. Why? Because she's weak inside. Because people who are strong inside won't even care about some of these things. Because you know your left from your right. You know what you're doing. So adia this external aggression that or then how weak she is within, and such a person pretended a very way. She's very dangerous. That is why any partners na omoka nyansa sem kire ne say election electoral commission no and then the bonafide property enye wajapade say woda sorry hit bia ba otimu ada sorry I say me pese enye we then everybody will follow. It's a platformer and then it determine the electoral the elections na rukruma no and then the betchere and as a referee no you need to assume a certain posture of neutrality. Bema Ghana for who say the independence of the electoral commission so far as conducting elections free and fair no is assured. And the actors no go into election na lose you know say you are accepting the verdict because you lose freely. But say the panel kono or lose and or means the person is not even sure as to whether say Ghana for the tutiano and say electoral commission as a forum. And you see the electoral commission is building enough evidence piling them up for obi person cause trouble in 2020 biano 2024 biano over course because the kind of impressions of live in their wake, is enough as soon as I will be because elections na and a day event. Election is a process, and it's a long haul. And beginning from this particular part, about say you have an agenda. People think that you are in cahoot with government and you're doing everything to ensure that you extend the stay of the regime. That may be entirely not true, but is seek to further that particular agenda, and people who no go quiet. And election, the outcome in danger. No, so I think the onus now lies on all of us. And then and you expect other stakeholders? Ya software na himfo na se for himfo na multi social media ntokwa no mo kun and then other stakeholders yentena se yenka se a person yenya elections be peaceful. These are some of the things that measures the electoral commission be take. Now I recognize the fact the election or man or yama Ghana for and the various concerns be able babon team no must be addressed. Sabaya amanfo akoma beto amuyam na say electoral outcome no ba amanfo agiatum na be yes na no meti say ba umia say election no misunderstanding be able mafako court.
Yeah.
Na baumia na beturo bi say
na Christmas message.
Yes. And the baumia na be catchuro bi say so won't elections as a court. You see such comments, even deep in the kind of misconception out there whether that is true or not. Say court, is working for the government because over the years you win some court. Some of the rulings about Bontia, you begin to ask yourself whether say nipa the Senate transaction or trust how ruling and say about the same. People have had their concerns about their friends saying a judgment a free court and as for about trust and confidence public new repose in our judicial system. No, it's not even there. So people who don't want to even go to court at all. This is the reality. So how do we deal with all these things? This is the most crucial thing. Your peace now, enjoy in the year. We need to show say all these red flags now. ene na me electoral process no ho no ye betimi address ni nyina ansa na yakwa koduru ho because ekoduru ho a I'm not sure say your friend is saying ebe business as usual because na no na make actually obi say so we had a sad experience I Ghana for go through the economic experience I Ghana for go through youth unemployment corruption akoso okrom ha say abusuya mamuo ne some who na akoso under go for government no the ordinary Ghanaian will prefer to do everything to ensure say this particular regime will go. And even if people will do that at the peril of their life, because they will do, then say government may use military training and so forth to intimidate people, say, because we are in power, you abuse incumbency and then get your way. That is never going to happen. And say maybe or money the security and so forth, so they should think again because Ghana will not allow themselves. And never see 2020 or more army certain criminals ni hoodlums with state machine with guns in way more call electoral areas. Echo destabilize at the blind side of the people. No, Ghanaians will not agree to that particular thing anymore. So go back to Togo and look at what happened. Abrana. Among for a demonstration, a government in free so betim soldier for our press among the citizens, you know. Soldier nuclear to a man and no more because it will get to a time you don't even have a space or to be to. And to peace na yes, you advocate for no. We really need to do it in a very holistic manner, Sabi. About address all the concerns na ebano. Sabaya electoral commission, you know. I bet me a certain clean slate. I bet enjoy the trust and the confidence of the people. It's whatever the commission never want TBano. Nipa bejiatum. Say they have an agenda. People are not even sure whether they are working for the people of Ghana or their allegiance is to the government or the president. Ebasa, it doesn't matter whether you do the right thing or not. People will not agree. People will not agree because it is very, very essential. And the electoral commission and working on an integrity. Na ya nyesa adwuma no amasa antiase na ma. We may go into 2020 elections. The election may be free and fair. Political party may lose, but because of this way you creating out there, no, that it will feed into that narrative. Say no, your government and agenda no more. 2024, and people will not agree. So, and my catcher says, "You're 2 years now. You heard the elections. Aya Africa." Yes, and you're changing apart from corruption and as a phone, because of electoral misunderstanding and violence, are leading to a lot of things, Asabi. Push your back. And how do we make sure that we don't get there? And it is in that wisdom, and our Farijang, or in China on the sidelines, and he has realized, no. Baby a commission na oja no to ye no baby a commission no nam no enam ye because commission there it is your job to work with the people but it's like say we work in a room you don't care whether people agree to whatever you're doing or not you know the other want say no they should swallow the hook line and sinker. This is a democracy. We are not in a big man's democracy or big man's politics where one person will just sit and say I'm dictating the pace and everybody should follow suit. No, that is not going to happen. So we need to create a platform, Asabi. Let me inspired and engender that trust and confidence in the public. Sabaya violence na 83 in the offina Ghana for Huno. Yen Kongo Duro. Because I buy or I dream be say obesity Ghana for Metese Papa Bit Flag Star House or say power nadia or me on job on friend say
Lord Come. Also power no nyamu na nyamu china.
And I'm a catch and say Ghana jitin trenya uhuna or no he can't even save himself. You see some of these comments and you can't nikaka because we say when your power today.
Okay.
Now Edurwa he cannot even run to save himself. And because you can mirror look at Africa and Nema Akoso and how situation situation kokoduru yeah. When that day comes, you can't even save yourself, let alone to see someone say, "Mendana power." And we must not get there. All stakeholders, actors in India must realize, Ghana and yawo, and then this and MPP, namum. Your political stability must be assured. Now, no, make be say over the years. The reason why you have a lot of foreign companies coming to Ghana to invest, it's not because of anything. No, so Obi company or America, not person about Ghana. Now UK, not person about Ghana. One thing, here, a stable political environment. So when you have a stable political environment, all these companies will feel free and they will come and operate. And over the years, we have proven sufficiently since 92 to date, Ghana political stability is assured because event are leading to coup in Niger, event are leading to coup in Togo, and so forth. Ghana chairman Akufo-Addo, and the kind of intimidation, the terror, or assign for even those of you in the media, to me to 2 radio stations, basa, and why been so mobile by your friend is saying, convention, what's not man, I invited people from outside of Baba, few minutes to the program, then you just torpedo it just like that. At the end of the day, you are not, that is what I'm saying, Akufo-Addo doesn't, it doesn't look like he's a Democrat. These are imposters fronting democratic rule. Because if you're really a believer in democracy, you will not be doing some of these things, attacking all state institutions, attacking individuals, attacking political parties, attacking people in the media. At the end of the day, who are you? You become a gangster with a presidential badge. Because that is what gangsters do. But fortunately, he's not a gangster with a gun. He's a gangster with a presidential badge. And he can do whatever that he want to do and get away with it. That is the kind of situation I find himself.
All right.
Ghanaians will do everything to resist any attempt. Magana for Uncle Twaba. Whoever they deem fit to Ababa, no more too money we are. The Electoral Commission to declare that person. But see a faculty council that is never going to happen.
All right. Ivan, Che Innocent, and then the D. Now, 2 retired.